What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Alex Cuesta Show. David, get on my side.
Yeah, you
how's it?
switched around.
I don't know what happened. What's everyone doing? It's Wednesday, May 15, 2024, episode 124 today. I hope everybody liked our little new intro video thing there. I had fun making that. All the people dancing and bopping around, Dave. The first version of that you were not a fan of.
No, not at all. Not at all.
It was supposed to be disco, and I tried to make it very disco. And Dave pointed out that it was incredibly gay.
Incredible.
So we needed to fix that, and I fixed that. I think it's less gay now. So, but there might be changes to it. So that might not be the permanent thing, but that's what we got. So instead of looking at numbers, you're looking at people dancing if you go back and watch this. So, Dave, hi.
Hello.
What are you doing here?
Nothing. I'm doing nothing. I ate way too much just before coming on. So,
I mean, I guess this episode might be like the one episode you're actually useful on.
that's
So, this episode, I'll give you a pass for being here. So we'll let you slide. But everyone so far that's watching, thank you so much. YouTube, X, we are live both over there. If you're watching on YouTube, smash the like button, subscribe, share the show with your friends. And if you're watching on X, make sure you repost and share as well over there. We are on a quest for getting followers and subscribers over on X. We're on a quest for 4,000. We're sitting at 3,602. We are up from last week, and we're also up on YouTube, up to 65 subscribers. So get us to 100 there. Best way to do that, spread this word of mouth. And you can go find us everywhere on the socials at the Alex Cuesta Show. So giving 5 stars, giving comments, giving reviews, that is the best way to do it. So before we jump into this week, I want to jump in quickly. Last week, we had Simona Mangiante Papadopoulos, the Russian spy. No, I'm kidding. She is an attorney, a journalist, a entrepreneur, and very Italian with that last name.
Italian.
But it was fun to talk to her. We didn't have much. We had 45 minutes, and we got a lot in, and awesome enough. Simona invited me into one of her spaces last night. And I know tonight at 10:15, she's doing something on Instagram Live. So go look her up. Simona's just constantly moving. She's working hard for America. She's a big Trump supporter if you're into that. So definitely go over there and give her a follow, give her a watch. This week, we are having some fun, Dave. We are going to talk to somebody that you're friends with. Someone's friends with you. I have no idea why. But
Usefulness. I'm useful for something.
You're a punching bag. You're a good punching bag, obviously. And people will get that joke when I bring him on. We are bringing on Jeffrey the Fly U. He is a pro featherweight boxer, and he is fighting this Saturday, May 18th, against Harley McPherson. And we are hoping to keep the knockout streak alive, getting it to 4. Fly, what's going on, brother?
Feeling good. I'm sweating. I'm water loading right now. Still got energy. Still sweating out a storm. Soaking. This is my second training session right before I jumped on here, and we're feeling good. Looking to keep 100% knockout ratio alive.
And just so everybody knows, Jeff is coming in an office at the gym because he is actively training for the fight right now. So
before these guys interrupted my training.
Listen. This
had to happen.
Scheduled interruption. Okay, so I don't feel sad at all or upset. But I want to get right into it because we only got you for a little bit because you need to get back to it. Your last fight, you suffered your first loss as a pro. How has that been coming back from that? Obviously, you have the fight coming up. What has it been like retooling, refocusing? What was that process like post-fight, like right after that first week and then getting back into it? Talk us through that.
Yeah, that's good because it's actually, now that I think about it, I haven't really had a chance to really think about that whole process. But I mean, right after the fight, well, let me set the stage. This was my first fight. I'm from the DMV area, right out of DC. This was my first fight outside of the area against another undefeated fighter out in Texas. So if you know the game, if you're going to travel, they're bringing you in for a reason. The guy at home is going to be selling the tickets, so you're already at a disadvantage. I knew as the guy going into Texas and being the away guy, my goal was knockout or knockdown, like dominant performance. Otherwise, we're not going to win. Anything else, I don't consider that a win.
Kind of like trying to beat the champ, right? Unless you convincingly beat the champ, typically they hold the belt.
Exactly. So, with that said, during the fight, I didn't get a knockdown. I didn't get a knockout. So immediately after, I wasn't even listening to the scorecards. In my mind, I was like, I didn't finish those objectives. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And immediately after, it was just, here's what it is. When we went to Texas and my team went to Texas and we fought outside of state, everything ran so smoothly. my team ran like a well-oiled machine. We had people doing the different jobs. My manager was there signing contracts while I was weight cutting and all that. So we just made so many good connections. There's so many positives that came from it.
Mhm.
Those almost overshadowed the loss itself. Of course, that stung with me, that hung with me, but I knew that it wasn't really anything that we couldn't fix. It wasn't really like I didn't have enough skill to beat the guy. It was literally just different game plan, different environment. And so it wasn't really like a huge rebuilding. It wasn't really like a huge downfall. It was just, okay, we know what we need to fix. Let's sharpen those things up and let's just get everything sharper. So we've been moving forward and we've been getting ready for May 18th. I've been working throughout last year up until this point, just sharpening every
Oh,
single
yeah.
tool. And now I feel like a surgeon. It's gonna be surgical this weekend.
So quickly, what was that like when you're in a match like that? Obviously, the other individual's a skilled boxer, right? Undefeated as well. You were undefeated going in, and you have kind of been used to having your way in fights. Like your fights have come to you. You've taken some good shots. I think, your third fight, you had the guy got a pretty good shots, but you never were not in control of that fight. And you obviously got the KO in your first four. What was it like with this guy that was different that, maybe was there a point in the fight that you were like, okay, I got to change something up because what I'm doing usually isn't like, going my way. I got to do something different because he's a good boxer as well. He's countering me, properly.
Not 100%. That was the first, and I think this was a great learning experience. That was the first time I felt like, okay, why am I fighting differently? Like we had a whole game plan. I was fighting
Mhm.
shorter guy, shorter reach, long arms. I can stay on the outside. As soon as the fight started, I went back to my old ways. I tried to just bum
Pressured.
rush him, fight on
Yeah.
the inside, pressure him. And listen, I don't want to be salty or anything, but if you watch that fight back, either a draw or I think I still won it. But again, I'm away.
Of course.
Now, that being said, again, I was more upset that I got away from my own game plan. Like immediately, as soon as the fight started, I threw that game plan out the door. It
Mhm.
was a 6 round fight too. My first time fighting a 6 rounder outside of state. And I didn't feel like I really got in a groove until halfway through. So it was more of that. It was less of what he was doing and more of I feel like me getting away from the game plan.
Yeah, was coach getting on you for that during the fight? Did he realize you were just he was like was he asking you like what happened? Like why you're pressuring? Like
Well, that was the most interesting thing too, because anytime I fight, I always it's a subjective sport at the end of
yeah.
the day. If you
Yeah.
don't get a knockout,
Yep.
anyone's gonna see a different fight
Yep.
wherever they're
Yep.
sitting.
Yep.
So I always try to get everyone's feedback. So
Mhm.
I was getting people who watched on stream. I was trying to get some feedback from people who watch live. I was trying to get some feedback from I know a judge up in New Jersey, and
Mhm.
he watched it back and he scored it for me too. So I get all this feedback and I see how they score it, and the adjustments really were that he was more athletic than I was expecting, and he, as the shorter guy, was keeping the distance a lot more than I was expecting. So the counters weren't necessarily landing.
Mhm.
I thought I overtook him in power, and also it's the first time I've ever been. It's not really dropped. He got me in the back of the head, but first time I got dazed in a fight.
Yeah.
And that was a crazy experience too, because for a second I'm just like, okay, I gotta stabilize. And then I'm like, okay, well now I see he's coming at me. Now's my chance to catch him while he's going crazy and
Mhm.
he's frenzied.
Mhm.
So it was more of that. A lot of learning from that one. Like just a lot of learning for sure.
And fun fact for everyone, David also boxes with the same coach as Jeff.
Yeah.
So, Dave sucks and Jeff is good. So there's that.
That's completely
But
true.
but no, Dave's actually someone I'm proud of because he's working his ass off and he's getting better. He was in his first kind of, real fight, smoke as they call it, an inter-gym fight, and he did fantastic. So I'm proud of you, bro. But so you had your learning experience there. You were off in Texas. Now you're back at home, and someone from across the pond is coming in to fight you now. You're shipping in that guy. You have the hometown. But again, another skilled fighter coming in. I think at this point, your record is only going to bring skilled fighters, right? You're 4-1. You're someone that,
And that's all I want too. I know
Yeah.
everybody likes to fight bums, pad their record, go to
Yeah, you
Mexico,
don't
get
need
some
cans
wins,
all
go
over
to
the
Spain,
place.
get some wins.
Mhm.
I don't want that. Well, what's the point? You know, if I'm gonna be good, I want to prove that I'm good. I don't just want to build my record off cans.
Yep.
Yeah, and and you're a target now because guys are going to want to sit there and say, 4-2 looks real different than 4-1 or 5-1. So if I can be that guy that turned this 4-1 guy to 4-2, that now gives me another notch. Where same token for you, 5-1 looks real good, right? 5-1 looks real good compared to 4-1. So it's like every fight is going to matter from this point on. And so, what is your mind state right now? Because you're 3 days away. You look like you're in good spirits right now. When does that killer instinct lock in? Because we were talking, me and Dave were talking earlier, and we're like, we don't know where he's going to be mentally. 3 days away, like we don't know if it's going to be locked in. Fuck you, I'm ready to kill you mode, or like. But it seems like you're still like in good spirits, probably focused as hell, but in good spirits, still having fun. Do you go into a mode where you're just locked in, that's it, juggernaut face? Or do you kind of always have this, demeanor of having a good time and, fighting when you need to?
I do. I mean, first and foremost, I always like to have fun with it. I feel like even being a pro now, I still come into it as a fan, so I still approach it with that energy.
Yeah.
But I feel like I really lock in once I start that water cut Friday morning. Once you're losing all that weight, it's just fuck you energy.
You're
It's
just mad.
this motherfucker is making me do this. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him. But I try not to really in all of fighting. I try to remove ego as much as possible, and I'd rather approach it with the mindset of I'm an assassin. This is just my job. I just pinpoint, take him out, go home. That's what it is. No need for emotion. It's I think Tyson said the same thing. Y'all train all the goddamn time for this. You shouldn't be surprised when you win. That's expected. So that's how I feel usually with it.
I mean, and that's a great way to have too. And I think boxing and fighting in general has to be such a weird sport, right? Because it's one of the original sports, right? Running, wrestling, fighting, like those are the originals. But like you already have to have a mutual respect for the person you're about to fight. Just the fact that they're going to get in the ring, they're not dodging you. But you can't have that respect mid-fight. You have to be an animal. Your goal is to hurt him. Your goal is to put him down on the mat. There is no friends there. How do you, lock into looking at an individual as a target instead of a person? And it's like, how do you get in that mode of?
Is there any like
you're a nice
ritual
guy.
that you do, or is there anything that like
you're a nice guy? So how do you get in the mode where it's I actively want to hurt that person in front of me?
For sure, for sure. Well, again, that's the fun part. Like I spar all the time. You're pulling back punches all the time. Now it's just like it's like when you got dogs and you're ready to unleash them.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like, man. Because it's like, okay, I can go full power. I can take this guy out. I don't gotta feel any remorse. Maybe it's that sadistic side that hides on the inside.
Yeah.
The killer comes out. The killer comes out.
So
And I tell everybody, even at the weigh-ins, when we stare each other in the face, when we shake hands, anything like that, at the end of the day, I always tell them, let's have a good scrap. I expect you to come at me trying to kill me.
Yep.
I'm already dehumanizing you. I'm trying to kill you. You're not even you don't exist to me. So at the end of the day, I just want a good fight. So at least bring it. The worst fight would be someone that runs all the time or holds all the time or just does not fight. That would make me the most upset. I don't care win or loss. I just want to have a good fight.
So I was just watching, Dave turned me on to Friday Night Tights, which is like a gaming and like nerdy show. But Gina Carano was just on that, and she was talking about like her experience as a fighter. And one of the things she talked about is like the adrenaline being so high, and then an adrenaline drop as the fight's about to start or something. And like, have you ever heard stories about that from other athletes? And is that something that you try to like mitigate somehow? Try not to get too high, too low. What do you do to kind of try and keep yourself from allowing yourself to, because I can imagine Texas was a huge moment, right? The adrenaline was probably just pumping to the max. So what are you doing to keep yourself grounded so you don't avoid that spike and fall?
Well, that's the most important thing, especially going from amateur to pro. That is what separates people. The composure. Even in the amateurs, you'll see it. One guy will kick ass for 30 seconds until his adrenaline dumps.
Yep.
And then it's just the more composed guy who picks him apart for the rest of the fight. Same thing in pros. When I turned from amateur to pro, the real difference I noticed is that pros, their shots are sharper.
Yep.
They're sticking to 3-punch combos, 5-punch combos, but it's very sharp. And they don't get too high. They don't get too low. If they get hit, it's like, okay, I'm going to get you back. It's like you never go too far in one way or another. That's why, again, I feel like that assassin because it's like emotionless. You're just a professional. Professional is emotionless, ready to do the job.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So I just want to thank the Sniper Boxing for some comments over here. We got
Mhm.
the Fly, the best
sir.
124 pounder, my
Yes,
favorite
sir.
124 fighter. So thank you, Sniper Boxing, for leaving some
126.
comments.
126. Bro,
126.
124 might kill me. Come on.
Now those pounds matter.
Yeah.
Hey, they don't lie. It's those last couple. It's those
Mhm.
last couple.
It's because you see the light at the end of the tunnel, right? So it's like, man, like I don't want to go over, right? Because I don't want to get down that low because I want to, keep it. I want to be right there, but I also don't want to, miss weight and be Ryan Garcia and intentionally miss weight. So in case you lose to Haney, it doesn't look as bad.
Exactly.
So I will always say this. So one thing that I always said, and I want your opinion on this, is kind of off of our regular path here. I always thought that boxing was a more difficult sport than MMA. That is my take. And because people say MMA is tougher because they're going at it from all angles, right? I say boxing's tougher because there is such a limited box, right? You have to be so precise with your hands as a boxer. And your hits are so much more precise, so much harder. Where in MMA, you are kind of a master of all, right? They all have their specialties, but you're kind of doing a little bit of everything. In your opinion, as a boxer, I can imagine what you're going to say, but do you agree with me that boxing, and David, you've done both, so you can kind of attest to both of this.
Mhm.
I think boxing is more difficult of a sport just because of the precision necessary.
I think so. I think the training is definitely harder than MMA. People get taken out injuries all the time in training.
Mhm.
But I think ultimately in the fight, yeah, I think boxing is tougher. And maybe tougher is the wrong word, but it's going to be more damaging ultimately. There's
Yeah.
more way. I feel like there's more ways to stall. There's more ways to avoid damage in MMA. And when you do take damage, you're usually out. So it ends right there. But boxing, these boxers they got chins. We're ready to
Mhm.
take
Oh, yeah.
hundreds of blows and just keep
yeah.
going. So that's what it is. Just that repeated damage.
Dave, what do you think?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I haven't done enough MMA. That's the thing. To really attest to both sides of it. I would say I've gotten deeper into boxing than I really did in MMA because a lot of my MMA training was difficult training, but it wasn't exactly specified where I felt like I was good enough for like a fight or anything. When like in boxing, like I've actually had one-on-one training like this whole time, so I've gotten better and better.
Leg kicks though, that might have tipped the scale. Leg kicks
No,
might tip the scale.
no. If a boxer goes up against an MMA fighter is winning just because of the leg kick.
It all depends on what's going on, though. If they're boxing, we've seen if it's a boxing rules, the boxer is going to beat.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying.
like
I'm
the
just
MMA
saying, like
fighter,
in a
9 out of
general
10
fight.
But if it's just open, yeah,
Yeah,
boxers are not ready for that
they're not
damage.
ready for leg kicks.
They're not ready for
They're
leg
not.
kicks, bro.
No
I swear
shot.
to God.
They would do a leg kick and they'd be like, nope. They
Yep.
just run
Well,
it.
you
They
can
could
still
still be
stand.
standing and they'd be like, no
You can-
shot.
yeah.
That's what it is, man. That's
Or
what
you
it
could be
is.
Derek Lewis and be like, I don't believe in leg kicks. I'm never doing them again.
True.
Why does anybody do these anymore after we
Just need
watch
that
them
X
hurt?
factor, yeah.
Oh my God. So I want to get into something fun about you. I'm wearing one of your shirts with your Goku logo. David has the
Represent.
fly. You have that. So we're
Yes,
all
sir.
rocking one of your shirts. But the thing is, all three of us are different. You roll with a different theme for every single fly. You're obviously the fly. This one, you're rocking that dragonfly, right?
Mhm.
That's your
Yes, sir.
theme. The last one, you had your Goku going on, and
Yep.
everyone, this is the kanji for the fly for people
Yep.
that need to know. I'm in the wrong spot here. And the fly is kind of going off over there. So
It is, yep.
that is really cool. That actually says the fly. David has the other one. What was that from 2 fights ago, right? So
Yeah.
what goes into making the theme? What made you decide to do different themes for every fight?
I guess it was part of that just having fun as a fan. What I realized was at the highest levels, what was it? Was it it might have been like Ian Gary or it might have been what was his name? There was another up and coming fighter, but he was in the UFC, and the whole story was, oh, he was on the Contender Series, and Dana saw his whole crowd with their like T-shirts and everything, and thought it was a bigger deal than he was. So he fought Sage Northcutt. He was another young guy. He also fought Mike Jackson.
Oh man,
Man,
You
yeah, I'm
guys are
trying
better
to
with the
think.
fighters than
blanking
I
out.
am.
I'm blanking
Mike
out.
from Jersey, yeah. But once I saw that, it was just a good way to. I always felt like it was a good way to rally your crowd and rally the people,
Yeah.
and again, also just make it more fun. Like at a certain point, especially starting off, it's like who knows Jeff or you? I'm just another guy at the gym, you know. I'm just some
Mhm.
random guy. Even if you don't go to this gym, you don't know me.
Yeah.
But you know the theme. You can get behind a theme. You can get behind something more than just the fighter. And so that's what I wanted to bring to my fights. And it's
Great
fun every
promotion.
time.
Yeah. So why the fly?
That's my coach actually gave me that nickname. While I was an amateur, I was trying to come up with every goofy nickname that was out there. And but then yeah, you can't give yourself a nickname. My coach gave me that nickname because just like a fly, hard to hit. Fucking annoying, just all around you. And I'm stinging you back. This fly got some bite too.
So you didn't want the gnat. You went with the fly. The gnat was worse.
The fly. The fly's got a ring to it for sure.
And the way to dragonfly, right here.
Yes, sir. Way of the
18.
Dragonfly. There's a tribute to Bruce Lee. It's May. It's Asian Pacific Islander Heritage Month.
Mhm.
And Bruce Lee, it's the Year of the Dragon. So why not? Year of the Dragonfly. It's perfect for it.
I'm gonna let that slide with you, Jeff. I don't believe in the heritage months or anything like that, but I'm gonna let it slide because you're you. I, just
Right
because
on.
you're you. But no, that is sick, and I'm happy you went with the Bruce Lee theme. I
I
told
do want to
David-
point out real
Listen,
quick,
larger than
Monkey
the month.
King.
Larger than the month. If you see some other posts, it's the Year of the Fly, anyways. So
Yes.
there you
it's
go.
all part of it.
I do want to point out Monkey King down here just says the fuck that goes so hard. Incredible
It
comment
does.
for this.
That's a great comment.
All the Monkey King does is tell the truth.
And the Monkey King is Sung Wukong. So there you go. Maybe we can get a Journey to the West one. I've said, and I told David, I think one of yours needs to be Black Clover, just Marada. I'm not, you know, what Marada, I'm not done. Marada. I think that'll be a dope one, Black Clover, and you just have like the Clover logo on your because you know you had the Epo trunks, just got the Clover logo.
Bro, that would be sick. That'd be sick. Again, I'm taking requests. People have given me different ideas. I got like a list written down now.
Oh man,
And
you know
on
me and
those
David are
EPO
nerds.
ones
We
too,
could do
I'm
it.
proud to say, if you ever go to the EPO subreddit, top of the list. Top of the
Yes.
top. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to the EPO fans.
Those Epo ones went hard, man. That whole entire the Epo trunks were so
The
sick.
poses you did with Coach on Instagram and everything like that is perfect. You
See,
did
I
it
feel
well.
That's something I didn't realize. Going pro, I didn't realize I'd become a cosplayer all of a sudden.
I was gonna say you could
just cosplaying.
you should start going to cons and like go to cons as like
Well-
the people that you've been. That'll be sick.
Didn't you dressed up as Mac for some kind of
I've been Little Mac for a couple Halloweens, and I
Yeah.
went to Nova Comic Con or something.
Yep.
But I haven't brought it to a fight yet. But yeah, I've done Little Mac before. I got to bring that to a fight.
Little Mac's a good one. You know, you can, yeah, you got, there's so many you could do, and you can get as nerdy as you want with it or as not like, but you know, and I just love that
Yeah.
you're bringing a little bit of the anime spice in there because, you know, Dave and I are both weebs. So we're definitely into that. That's why, yeah, obviously Black Clover giving you that suggestion. So, what goes into picking the theme? Who helps you pick it? Is it just you on your own? Do you have a group of you that kind of brainstorm and figure out, okay, is this design, like obviously the design needs to be doable, right? You need to be able to do it without getting sued. That's probably something you're trying to look for too.
Yeah.
So what goes into picking the designs?
Yeah, so exactly that. I'm blessed that in college I hung out with a lot of art students.
Nice.
So I have a lot of those connections now outside doing this. And I guess when I think back, I hung out with a lot of creatives in general. I've got a DJ, Madman, out in Richmond. He makes my walkout music. When I went to Texas and they were asking me what walkout music do you have, and I'm like, I got my own. Nobody's gonna have this. Don't worry
That's
about that.
sick.
I felt like a fucking baller, bro. But yeah, once that happens, it's really just things that I like, things that interest me. I'm a big Bruce Lee fan, a big Ippo fan. I like Dragon Ball Z, more on the peripheral, but who doesn't like Dragon Ball Z, man? It's sick.
Kamehameha. Everyone knows
knows who
Kamehameha.
Goku is. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's more whatever interests me, and then whatever doable. I usually come up with an idea. I'm good at coming up with ideas. I just got to find people with the skills that can make that reality.
Makes
So
sense.
I feel like I'm good at grabbing everybody together.
That's awesome. Did anything with Israel Adesanya being the last stylebender that kind of have an influence on you with him like going into that realm? Because I feel like he was one of the ones like there's been people that liked anime and things like that and those types of things, but he super has leaned into like everything weeb and otaku. Like he is like a full on with that.
I do also want to give props to, I believe, Roxanne Modafferi
Yes.
dressed up at a weigh-in, and Angela Hill did as well.
Yep.
Want to give
Angela
them
Hill,
props as well because they have done it too.
Yes.
Of all of them, has Angela Hill dressed up as the Street Fighter characters in weigh-ins?
I think
If she was
she
the
did.
one,
I
she
think
definitely gave me inspiration.
I think it was. Let me look up.
Because I come from like video games, like fighting games, like
Man, the
dude,
hot chicks at weigh-ins
if I
give a
can
lot of
come
us
in with a
inspiration.
Jaguar helmet and come
Ah,
in as king, oh my goodness. That'd
I
be
mean,
brilliant,
that would be sick if you go into the weigh-in as king.
Yeah, Angela Hill did
right?
Dalzium. She
Nice.
did
Oh, right
dress
on.
up as Dalzium. I want to say Roxanne also did Sagat or Saget, however you say his name.
Yeah. See,
I
and
mean,
it's fun things like that, you know, it gets people into it, and it's I always think that, especially in the boxing business, it it's bigger than boxing now. You can't only focus on the fight. You got to focus on everything.
promotion,
It's a
quite
show.
literally
It's
promotion.
everything. Exactly. Exactly.
Here's my final theme that I'll give to you for the night. Do a sweet tooth theme.
Sweet tooth. Okay.
That
Ooh,
would
do you
go
know where
hard.
that's
You could figure
from
it
though?
from Twisted Metal.
I was asking him. I want to see if he knew. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
okay.
With like the flame head and everything.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah. Get that
sadistic
set up.
clown like ice cream truck driver.
Right on, right
You can
on.
make some fire. I think you can make some fire merchandise with that.
That'd be sick. That'd be sick for sure.
All right. So lastly, how has jumping into these themes helped you? Has it hurt you at all in any which way in terms of mental preparation or things like that? What has it done for you? Is it kind of therapy being able to jump into each fight, creating a new theme? What has that been like for you?
It really is. I'm just blessed that I've been able to make a team and get a couple more people working behind the scenes. Because,
Mhm.
yeah, early on, one man show, doing everything, ticket sales, theme,
Mhm.
designing, everything. And now I feel like I've gotten better at delegating, so things are a little bit easier. I still like to keep. At the end of the day, it's my Asian genes. I like to keep everything in house. You know, I like to be like
I
a
wish I
Don.
could
We keep it
delegate.
in
David
house.
doesn't do anything besides show up.
That's because I don't like you. Specifically because I don't like you.
But exactly, it's that. I've been able to get a bigger team or a small, strong team, and then go from there. But again, earlier it was just it's. I think about it the same way as the music industry. You know, when you get those artists that do everything themselves,
Mhm.
I understand like now the magnitude of that now. So it's that's what I was focused on.
So, we want to let you go. We only had you, we're bugging you for a half an hour of your training, and we appreciate you giving us some of that because you need to continue to go get ready to kick some ass on the 18th.
Yep.
Send this Brit back across the pond. There will be no invasion this time. He will
No
not be
British
able to
invasion. It's gonna
colonize
stomp out right here.
Asians. Hashtag stop Asian hate. No Brits, no white people beating up Asians. That ain't happening in DC today. So,
Nope.
or on the 18th either. So, Jeff, we
Nope.
appreciate you giving us some time, brother.
Right on. Thank you so much, y'all. And maybe afterwards we'll jump back on after I get this victory. We'll do the shout out.
Hey.
100% knockout ratio, man. It's coming.
So here's the thing. Now that we're live, I don't care who jumps on with us. Whatever guest we have, you could jump in. We could just have some fun. At that time, you wouldn't be a guest. You would just be jumping in to have some fun. But
Mhm.
we don't care.
Yeah.
You're always welcome on the show. So once again, he is Jeffrey the Fly U, pro featherweight boxer. He has a fight in 3 days on the 18th over in DC. Where can people get tickets, Jeff?
They can get tickets directly through me on my Instagram. That's at jcy.thefly.
Right there.
I'm on Facebook too, but again, mainly Instagram. See me there. Coach Kaizen, Coach Gustavo Abel at Kaizen MMA. All the details are there, but it's going to be a good ass fight. So make sure you're there.
You have a YouTube as well, too, right? What do you do over there on your YouTube?
I got a YouTube, but I gotta get more active. You'll see
Okay.
some of my amateur fights over there, but I gotta
Hope
jump
so.
on there.
All right. So, Jeff, we appreciate you jumping on,
Yes,
brother.
thank
Good
you.
luck in 3 days. You're going to go kick some ass. We are,
Oh, yeah.
I say we, but you are going to keep that streak alive. And if anyone want to go pick up some merch, go on Instagram, go contact Jeff there. You can go get
Right
some
on.
dope stuff like this for all of his fights and go support Jeff because you're going to want to support someone now because when he's the champ, you could say, hey, I was there first. When Jeff is,
Mhm.
on Triller, HBO, everything,
Mhm.
doing all the big pay-per-view fights. And, we'll be ringside, bitches, because we were on the
Yeah,
train
you can
first,
still
baby.
contact me. Hit me
We'll
up while
be
you can
there.
still contact me. Well, I don't have
Yeah.
all these barriers and all
Yeah.
these managers.
We're going to be in the entourage while y'all are just sitting at home going, man, when I was watching the Alex Cuesta show, they told me to jump on. So,
There we go.
Jeff,
Oh yeah.
go have fun training, brother. Good luck.
My
We're in
man.
your corner.
Thanks, y'all. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, later, Jeff. All right. So that was Jeffrey. Oh, he's back down there. Right. That was Jeffrey the Fly U. And one of David's friends,
Yes.
good friend over there. Obviously you boxed with him, and it was fun having him on.
Mhm.
And we're gonna continue what we did last week, where we jump into maybe one or two more topics, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
So, would you want to talk about the debate
Well-
first, or do you want to hurt me first?
Well, honestly, I just wanted to hurt you for the rest of this time.
Fuck
I didn't even care about the debate anymore.
All right,
honestly.
then we could just
Well, it won't be so much hurt because I want to ask you about a couple other things. But as we know, if you have listened to this podcast before, you probably know that I have heard Alex with a show called The Lord of the Rings: Rings of Power.
Don't say it. Don't say that first part, motherfucker. Don't say that first part. It doesn't exist.
So that came out as an Amazon property. Amazon put way too much damn money into it, and I know you got through the whole first season, right?
No. I started watching the first episode. I fell asleep and woke up on episode 3 and have not gone back since.
So before falling asleep, were you already just mad? I know you heard probably a lot about it because we watch the same people. I put you on to FNT and stuff, and I know you already knew probably a lot about what happened in the show. But was there anything about the first episode, even before you fell asleep? Did it look nice? Like, did at least
no? My issue is, okay, you can give me a hot piece of shit, right? Because like Game of Thrones season 6 and 7 were bad, but they looked pretty good. Honestly, there was quality that went down in Game of Thrones 6 and 7, but it still looked like an HBO production for the most part.
And the reason why I ask this is
the CGI was terrible in Rings of Power.
So yeah, and the reason why I ask this is, at least from this real quick Google search, I will say it's a quick Google search, so it might not be completely verified. But apparently, it's damn near $500 million per episode.
I wouldn't.
Well,
it wouldn't surprise me. That's probably everything.
No, it might be 50 million. I don't know. It's a lot per episode.
It's a lot.
Either way.
So I think in the first season, it came out to be something like 760 million. It was like 38 million per episode.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me with all the inflation going up and everything. It's closer to 50 mil per episode, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't good, Dave. Like, the thing is, like, you can give me something with a bad story that looks beautiful, right? We've seen those.
Yeah.
We've seen those that, they're gorgeous, just bad acting, bad writing. Like The Witcher. The Witcher looked good for a lot of it. Some of the, costumes sucked. The second and third season, Geralt looked like hot garbage. But season 1, it
wasn't a show anymore.
It wasn't a show anymore. But it just didn't look good. It looked like, I don't know, half of it's Adobe Photoshop. And then the other half is like, it doesn't look like they were professionals working on it. It looked like it was a bunch of YouTubers that were working on this.
That's an insult to YouTubers, by the way. Because honestly, the reason why YouTuber stuff might look like that is because they don't have the budget. So it's actually well done.
But
I know you're not trying to insult them.
Yeah, it's not skill necessarily, but it just looks like they didn't have the resources. And I think one of the major issues is no one at Amazon gave a fuck about it. It really looks like they didn't care because none of them are fans. And I feel like the very few fans there probably were just trying to put their heads down and get through it, right? Because if you're like a low-level worker that's just like in charge of like doing shading on like a lighting scene, you're not going to complain about it, right? It's going to do your job and go the fuck home.
Yeah.
So the people that were supposed to care, your lead CGI people, your storytellers, your producers, your directors, your writers, all this, none of them cared because what they were told is, hey, there's not a lot of writing for the Second Age, and they were trying to go in the Second Age. There's not a lot of things that Tolkien wrote about the Second Age. There's very little lore here. You can carte blanche it. Make a woke ass fantasy fucking fanfic. And it wasn't even a fanfic because fanfics at least try to stay in the spirit of what the creator did because they're fucking fans. That's why it's a fanfic. These people aren't even fans. So yeah, no, it was there were no hobbits involved. There were Harfoots because they couldn't get in. Honestly, the Harfoots, I mean, if you're gonna copy hobbits, at least copy them. These things were just fucking retarded. Like, for lack of a better term, that's all they were. I mean, there's just so much wrong. And outside of the fact that the lore is all wrong, the acting was terrible. Like, I've seen better, like A Secret Life of an American Teenager, which I was convinced, like that ABC Family show, which gave us who's that chick that was in Divergent? Shailene Woodley or whatever.
Cheyenne Woodley. I
That
have no
one.
idea.
What she was dating Aaron Rodgers for a little bit.
Yeah.
That chick, she was in that. I was always convinced. One of my ex-girlfriends used to watch it, and I was like, "Hey, the way they cast Secret Life of an American Teenager is they walked up on the street and they asked people if they could act, and if they said no, they're like, all right, you're hired." That's how I liked it. This was worse. This was worse. So I don't know. Everything was bad about it, and granted, I was going in to hate watch it, right?
Yes.
But I wanted to watch it because I wanted to like talk about things that I hated.
Yep.
I can't talk about much that I hated because I fell asleep and I had no intentions of going back to it.
So the reason I bring this up is because season 2 of Rings of Power trailer has dropped. It is heavily ratioed. In fact, I could actually probably bring it up. But season 2 trailer has dropped. Have you watched it? Have you watched a trailer at all? Not even indirectly through someone else watching it?
Nope.
No.
I have not had a chance to turn on Geeks and Gamers or Friday Night Tights, or even I don't think Side Scrollers had it on, but yeah, no, I did not.
So are you going to try to watch it? Do you want to not give it a chance, but do you want to see how much they are desecrating Tolkien?
Sure, because you know what? I feel like even if I say no, you're going to do it anyway because you hate me.
Well,
so you might as well get to. I might pull a Pat Gray and just not finish it. So we'll find out. I might tell you to fucking turn it off.
We're not going to watch very much of it
because we don't want to get taken down by the YouTubes.
Yes, I do want to show you Sauron though, because I don't know how much you've seen of him.
Wasn't Sauron on a boat with Galadriel like the whole entire first episode, first season?
Yeah, it's Halbrand.
Yeah, no, it's stupid.
I don't have the extension for dislike, so I can't show you, but it's over 100K. I can confirm that. Yes. So this right here, as long as you can bring that up, this is Sauron.
Excuse? Why is he an elf?
Because he's disguised.
The fuck is he an elf for?
He gets seen. Sauron, and then he does that. How does this make you feel? How does this costume make you feel? From what I've heard from people is that, I'm not a Lord of the Rings guy. You know this. So everything I say is just me making fun of the show just because it's funny. But I don't know. Like, as far as I know, Sauron, very good at shape-shifting.
Yeah.
To disguise himself. Does he disguise himself as an elf at any point?
I don't believe so. Especially he was master at this when he was mostly the necromancer running around Middle Earth.
Mm-hmm.
That he went as that and he shapeshifted. I don't remember. I might be wrong that if he ever disguised himself as an elf. Now, it's difficult as to if he'd be able to, right? Because elves are very sensitive to things. So the fact that he'd be able to infiltrate, yes, he is Sauron, but it almost doesn't make sense. Because you have beings like Elrond, like Galadriel, like all the fucking
Elrond.
Like
you did see how they acted in the first.
I get it, but in terms of if you're actually sticking to the lore, I mean, and Sauron's thing is deception, right? That's a big part of him, when he's not just a giant fucking eye looking for a ring. But it's like, if it wasn't so shit to begin with, I feel like there's certain things we would give leeway with, right?
Yes.
But they don't deserve it.
I just put the extension on. As you can see right here, 70K upvotes, 330,000 dislikes.
Who is upvoting it?
Now, this is an extension. I mean, you're going to get the upvotes either way. But this is an extension that I believe it estimates dislikes, and I think it estimates underneath. I could be wrong. Yeah. But it's an estimation, and it's not very far off most of the time. This has been destroyed. And that's absolutely destroyed.
One of the gayest things YouTube has ever done is get rid of the downvote tally. Because it's like, then why is it there? Yep. Because obviously the people that are getting it don't give a shit. So it's like, what's the point of keeping it? Just only keep likes.
Yep.
And you know what? You'll be able to tell if people like a hater or not by views to like ratio. You can tell anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, man.
And now the reason why I'm bringing this up is not only to hurt you, because it is funny to hurt you. I enjoy that.
You hate me.
But it's also to compare and contrast with the new Game of Thrones spin-off series not exactly a spin-off series, and
It's a
Song of Ice and
it's like
Fire.
a very far and
Yeah, it's not.
in like a prequel. Like it's
Yes,
about the
yeah,
Targaryens, and it's based
yeah,
off a book.
yeah, exactly.
House of Fire, like House of Fire is based off a book about the
Yeah,
Targaryen family. And
yeah,
I read the book. I didn't watch season 1. Blasphemy. I need to watch it because
yeah.
apparently it's
I've
fantastic.
heard it's fantastic. Yet again,
Yes.
not a Game of Thrones guy. I thought it was hilarious the way it ended, but but I didn't watch Game of Thrones. Now, this coming in, people were apprehensive. There's a couple casting things that are a little weird, and the way some actors were talking about it before it came out,
Yep.
yet again made people a little nervous about how it was going to do.
Yep. They questioned it definitely.
Yeah, and then it came out. People love it. I really haven't heard much bad about it. House of Dragon. I haven't heard much bad at all.
No.
So that's great. That's fantastic. And I'm not the only one comparing and contrasting this with Rings of Power. In fact, HBO Max themselves are comparing and contrasting this with Rings of Power because they released their trailer for season 2 of House of the Dragon an hour after Rings of the Power dropped theirs.
You know what's crazy to think about? How much bigger would House of the Dragon be
if season 8 was good?
If the final few seasons didn't suck? Like how much bigger would it be?
I have no idea.
I think it's a fair question because how many fans did they lose? I'm not a Lost fan. I still like Game of Thrones. I still want to read the things George R.R. Martin writes. But it's like
if he does,
he'll finish it, and when we're dead. But he's gonna outlive everyone and finish it. But like, how much bigger could it possibly be?
Yeah.
If you look at the proper ratio there, Dave.
Yep.
Look at that.
117K to 1.8.
Yeah. So that is an absolute ratio that you like.
Universally loved show. From what I've heard of season 1, like I said, pretty much everyone that's watched it.
And I'll give it to this: HBO has a tradition of making great shows. So for the most part, they've had Curb, they've had The Wire, they've had Oz, they've had The Sopranos, Boardwalk Empire, Entourage. Probably my favorite show of all time is Entourage. Yeah. So it's like I'm not surprised that they're continuing to push out quality, but it's like I don't know. Nothing to me will still match hearing the Game of Thrones theme song come on. It was something like, even if you were binging it, I don't know if it was just me, I didn't skip the intro, and that's an option.
Yeah.
And Dave, how long was that my ringtone? The Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that was my ringtone for years.
A while.
And I think it might be like synonymous, but since that show went to shit, I have had my phone on silent. I think it's like a silent person. Like since
it's a morning. You're mourning the show.
And it's sad because my ringtone now is Mega Man X3's theme song, so it's a fantastic ringtone.
Yeah.
But it's like overall, it's like, yeah, I think I've had my phone on silent since. But yeah, it is a tale of two things. It is a group of individuals at HBO that likes to make money, first and foremost. And if they're going to take something on, they seem to respect the lore at least, or attempt to respect it. Where the difference is, the people at Amazon don't give a fuck about any like that. They are very on message. And not to say HBO isn't a message group, because they had the show called Girls. Girls was an absolute fucking terrible show that people liked. And it was a dumb feminist, I'm going to be a slut and we're going to celebrate it type of romp. And listen, if that's your bag, that's fine. But Girls was an objectively awful show. I think I've seen like a few minutes of it. And it's like, number one, every girl on that show was ugly. Wow. They were all gross. Not even kidding. They were gross. And I've seen them like dolled up for the red carpet and they're still not good. Like, it's like they were bad.
I might even ask about this one.
But it's like, this is like to prove the point that HBO, like, and here's the thing. It was a successful show because when it reached the demographic it reached, they liked it, right? So the demographic it was trying to reach, it wasn't trying to reach a nerdy dude like me who likes sports, politics, shit like that.
Yeah.
It was trying to reach your artsy fartsy 20-something-year-olds and even not, just females in general. And this generation latched onto it, and it was huge. The show Girls, I think it's still going on, possibly, but it was like, it's a huge show. There's a lot of women that still like that show. So it's just to go like, HBO they're not based, but they're also not afraid to just make money. They don't care.
Yeah. So they'll actually try to appeal to people that enjoy the things. Yeah. The audience that's going to enjoy whatever that they're putting out. Yeah. So does the House of the, I don't know if you saw the season 2 trailer at all.
No, I didn't. I don't do anything. I suck.
You 100% should.
I should watch season 1.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I think that might entice you to even watch season 1. And then you could be on the Hot D train. Because that's what it is. It's Hot D. House of the Dragon. It's Hot D. That's what it.
I may not watch it ever. I may not even want to watch it now. You might have just killed it.
So I actually do want to keep this on entertainment because I want to ask you about more trailers you haven't watched and what you think of some things. But Deadpool and Wolverine trailer came out.
Yeah.
Have you watched that?
I don't watch anything.
You're fucking awful. Anyway,
hey, time out. T for time out. You didn't give me any homework. If you would have given me a little bit of homework,
that is fair.
I would have watched it.
That is fair.
Okay,
but you should still watch these things. Either way, what you know? Because I'm pretty sure you know it's a cameo fest, right? It's gonna be a cameo fest.
Absolutely,
It's
it was always meant to be that way.
Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, basically being buddies. Hugh Jackman's actually playing it very much as a straight man Wolverine, which is great. And that's in a comedic sense, not in the sexual sense. But what do you think for Deadpool and Wolverine? Like, what are your thoughts? Do you want to see the movie?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I don't think I'm going to go to the movies and see it.
Yeah.
Because movies are expensive. I have 2 young kids that I already ask my family to watch way too often.
Yep.
So it's like, and the thing is, and it's also Deadpool 2 was just okay at best.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun and it was good. It was a good movie, but it wasn't Deadpool 1.
Yes, I can
Logan
agree.
was fantastic. Last time we saw Hugh Jackman, Logan played the old man Logan comic character extremely well.
Mm-hmm.
They did X-23 extremely well. So, and you could see that Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds both actually enjoy playing their characters. So there's that, right? And with the Cameo Fest, you're going to be bringing back a lot of the 20th Century Fox. X-Men are going to be in there. And, that's already been confirmed with things. You're going to have some new people in there. Like also Jennifer Gardner's Elektra is confirmed to be in there.
It's not confirmed, but I'm 98% certainty that Taylor Swift's going to be in there.
It is. She's Sparkler. She's going to be Sparkler.
Dazzler.
Yeah, I know one of those fucking gay names. But she's going to be Dazzler. But no, here's the thing. But what a surprise. They cast a tall blonde to play a tall blonde in the comics.
Yeah.
Like, did they actually cast someone that fits it? Hopefully Taylor can act. We'll find out. But they whatchamacallit, the chick from Olivia Munn, I believe she's back in there as Psylocke. So it's like you're getting a lot of cool cameos, and I think they're going to be handled in a good way because obviously Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds are fans of their characters.
Mm-hmm.
And Henry Cavill when it came to The Witcher and Superman and certain individuals, they are not going to, I don't think they're going to allow anything to happen to those characters that they think
would destroy
piss the base off of their fans, legitimate fans. They care about the fans of the IP. And that's huge.
Well, because they are fans of the IP, at least, like you said, fans of the character they're playing. And I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm literally going to say things from the trailer. But from the way it looks like it's almost, it's going to be Deadpool. It's going to have its satire. It's going to try to be funny, break fourth wall and all that shit. But it's also going to take Wolverine seriously. At least that's what it looks like from the trailer. Because even Deadpool in the trailer says, you're not just a X-Man, you're the X-Man.
Of course.
Like you're the one that you saved the world countless times. You are the poster boy for X-Man. And it's depressed Wolverine, like he doesn't really want to be Wolverine anymore.
Yeah, no.
And it's basically it seems like it's the journey to basically have him have a redemption arc of saving something again and becoming Wolverine again. And
and wearing see the classic costume that was in the trailer.
It looks great. It's amazing it took this long.
I don't care if the mask
looks great.
The fact that he puts it on for 5 minutes. He could put it on and be like, this looks gay and take it off. That would still make me happy.
I mean, I'd be a little mad. I'd be
fine with it. I'd be fine if at least he put it on, looked and Deadpool looks at it and was just like, nah, and they take it off. Like that would be fine for me.
Yeah, it would be better than nothing. Probably.
He's certainly going to make fun of why does your hair and your mask match? Like he'll make fun of that. Like, why do you have room for your hair? Like, I feel like that's like a joke that he's going to pull.
Yeah. Either way, it looks better than anything Marvel has put out recently.
Like it's not Marvel though.
That's the thing. Well, no, Fox. It is Marvel. It is Marvel.
But
they're taking out the Fox universe,
Agreed.
But it's Marvel.
Yeah.
It's a Marvel production.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't know what got into them for this movie. Maybe it's just Ryan himself. Like Ryan Reynolds,
him fighting to keep it an R-rated movie is what did it. He won't do it unless it's rated R. Similar to Wesley Snipes not doing any of the Blades unless they were rated R.
Oh my goodness! And that we can bring that up real quick.
It's never going to get done. The new
but-
Blade's never going to come out. It's not going to come out.
The leak that came out about the new Blade, I don't know if you remember the leak that came out about the new Blade.
That it was going to be four
women
chicks that were going to guide him, and he was just going to kind of be there. And then they're
Yes.
like, wait a minute, let's stop being fucking retards. And
I
let's
don't
just
think
make
that
Blade
was the
fight
reason.
vampires.
I don't think that was the reason. I think it was, and sorry if I butcher his name, but Marshall Ali.
Oh,
Pretty sure that's
yeah.
his name.
He looks great too.
Looks great. Good actor,
And
actually.
he's a martial artist as far as I
Yeah.
know too. Like he does martial arts.
But I'm pretty sure he took umbrage with some of the shit that was going on in that movie. And that also probably made, because now it's this baseline. He's killing vampires and
Bottom
being
line,
Blade.
If you look at the Blade movies, number one, I guarantee most people have no idea that's a Marvel property, which is good because they were just good movies on their own. They were just good
so
vampire
much
killing
fun.
movies.
So much,
He has a
especially
ton
the
to
first
live up
Blade.
He has
Especially
a
the
ton-
first Blade.
I love Blade Trinity too because Ryan Reynolds in that movie as King was incredible, and Jessica Biel just being hot was awesome. Jessica Biel in leather is always a good time. But the thing is, like, he knows he has a lot to live up to because everyone that is a fan will think of he will be compared to Wesley Snipes, and as he should be.
Yep.
And if he pays homage to the character properly.
Yep.
Because Wesley Snipes is Blade. Because even in the comics, he looked like Blade in the comics. So, yeah.
Some motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill.
But the bottom line is, you and I both know, Dave, there is going to be the magical girl that is the key to something. Even if it is Blade kicking ass, killing vampires, she will have to be the key, not him.
Either that or the story is still going to be dumb while he's kicking ass and killing vampires, which is going to be annoying.
Well, wasn't it supposed to be in like the 1930s in the South?
I think it might still be in that setting.
Are the vampires actually going to be the KKK?
The racist vampires, maybe.
They're going to have racist vampires, and Blade is going to have to go there and be like, "We ain't burning any more black people, motherfucker."
Which I think could be a really funny comedy skit, racist vampires, if you workshop it a bit.
If Key and Peele were directing this, I think it would be a great comedy romp. That'd be fucking amazing. But here's the thing though. If they make this movie properly, in the 90s, 2000s, what will we get next? A Blade spinoff from like a teenage, like make fun of parody movie about it being killing racist KKK zombies. And it would be a fun, like a Not Another Teen Movie style.
Yeah.
We would have gotten one of those. But the fun fact is, we're going to get that style of movie, but it's going to meant to be serious. It's going to be serious.
Yep. And really, I wish, it's probably not going to happen. I wish you could see Wesley Snipes in the Deadpool Wolverine as Blade. Seeing him as Blade. A lot of this is nostalgia and jangling keys. I won't lie about that.
It's fine.
But if I could actually have fun seeing a superhero property again, I'm not entirely mad about that. He might be.
Well, I would love to see Nick Cage as Ghost Rider, even though, especially after Nick Cage's comments about like, I don't need Marvel, Marvel needs me. Yeah. And honestly, in the state of Marvel right now, he's not that wrong. If he reprised Ghost Rider, I think that'll be pretty dope because I actually like the Ghost Rider movies.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I agree with that.
As cheesy as they were fine.
I don't know if I agree with that. But either way, finally, one more I want to ask you about. I know you haven't seen the trailer, but Joker 2. Did you see the first Joker?
I saw the first trailer.
But did you see the first Joker?
Yeah, I watched the first Joker.
Okay,
first
I want to make sure.
Fantastic.
It's an incredible movie. I love it.
Yeah.
So you watched the Joker?
I did see the Joker trailer.
What'd you think?
I thought it gave me a little bit of hope.
Yeah.
When I was first hearing about it, when we were talking about it, that it was going to be a musical, that it was going to be a lot with this, I thought it was going to be fucking terrible. Now, coming from the trailer and what it looks like, the fact that it looks like all of this could be in both of their heads.
Well, it's probably a do. So it's a shared psychosis.
Yeah.
So it's going to be.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a shared psychosis between the two of them and what they could be. And if they could tie it into somehow him and her becoming the Joker and Harley proper and committing murders and committing crimes, but having it be like just a big show for them and just seeing the insanity of those two and how they become, then it could be a masterpiece. It doesn't look like it could be on the trailer. It gives me hope, but it still doesn't look amazing.
Yeah.
If done properly, it could be a great psychological movie similar to the first one.
Yeah. So coming off the first one, it didn't need a second one.
No.
It didn't need a second one at all.
Nope. Could have been
but
second one.
With it having a second one now, I feel like that trailer, like you said, it didn't exactly give me hope, but it made me feel because there's some shots in that trailer that are awesome. That just look beautiful. So at least watching the movie, I feel like even if the story might be a little wonky, even if it gets a little contradictory or it gets a little just out there in how they're trying to explain things in both their minds, because yet again, in the first Joker, you don't even know how much of it is in his mind. You know, some of it's in his mind, like he was never dating the chick in the movie.
You see blood in places and then the blood's
Yeah,
gone and things
exactly.
like that. So there is psychological aspects of it.
Yes. So I have no idea because, like, honestly, I don't even really want that answered.
No.
I don't want it answered. But will 2 answer it in some way, or will it just cloud it even more? And I would think that'd be fine. But will it just cloud it even more? I don't know. There's a lot to ask about 2. But it is the trailer itself gave me enough of an inspiration to say, I'm pretty sure I'm going to go watch that in the theaters.
If trailer 1, if trailer 1 only exists, then I'll probably go see it.
Yeah, unless another trailer comes out and it's like, oh, that doesn't look great. Then I might not. I might just, find it on my very legal services. But right now, I feel like it would be a good venture to the theater to watch it.
And it's really like, it seems like they are going with the Harley Quinn is obsessed with Joker angle. And that is,
I mean, that's the fucking
and that is Harley Quinn's thing. And Harley Quinn is actually an extremely successful psychiatrist initially. And she was put on the case and she was a little bit crazy, but she was successful. And that's why she was dealing with criminals. And that was her thing. And she became obsessed with the Joker, left and became a criminal. That's kind of what it was. If they can continue with that. Now, I would love for them to kind of have the Joker be dismissive of her.
That's because you should.
That would make me very happy because the real Joker doesn't give a shit about Harley Quinn. She's a pawn. She's useful to him, but because of her, he uses her obsession to his advantage.
Yes, yeah, and that's what this movie could be. It 100% could be.
I want to see how he got out of jail. That's what
they're in the asylum together, so they're really. But I mean, I'm pretty sure he's just supposed to be in the asylum because he is fucking crazy, But that's what this movie could be. It could be a really good play of Harley Quinn going through the psychosis in her head of believing in a relationship with Joker. That's much more deeper than what's actually happening. And then Joker himself also having some kind of psychosis of using her to either get out of the asylum or doing... Like, there could be a lot at play here that could work, but will it? I'm not sure. I feel like the first movie, the first movie, the way it's done and how great the first movie is, because I could watch it at any time. I love that movie. But I feel like that builds up a little bit of trust, at least a little bit of trust to say, I'll give you a chance with the sequel.
Yes. If you want to bring in Batman, this is the perfect way to do it. If you want to bring in the more darker Batman, because like I said, this could quite literally be Harley Quinn romanticizing what's going on while Joker is being a psycho, committing crimes, getting away with it, using her to do it.
But the thing is, it depends on how far in the future it is, though, because in Joker 1, we see Bruce. We see Bruce in the first Joker. So it would have to be a decent amount of time in the future in order for Batman to... It would be Batman starting.
Yeah,
because Joker is already a little older.
We have a darker Batman already.
We know we do.
You can bring Robert Pattinson in there, and this could be, and he doesn't have to be a prominent role. He could maybe be in like the end, where like Joker's kind of like he gets caught and the Batman shows up, right? Like, and there you go, and like there's your teaser for Joker 3 or the next Batman, where he's now has to deal with the Joker and Harley Quinn. Like, and you can set it up in a way because Robert Pattinson's Batman was supposed to be him as a novice, was supposed to be him like kind of learning the ropes and things like that. But it was a darker take. It was closer to the Nolan take than it was more a noir take like that. And we can get that. And if you want to combine the universes, this is the way to do it because they're both in a similar fashion in the grittiness and the darkness of it. And I mean, this could be a way to bring him in because now you are creating the super villain duo of Joker and Harley, and it seems like it could be proper.
Yeah, it could be interesting. That one really interests me.
Yeah,
and no matter how it turns out, it's not going to sour the first Joker on me. I will say that. no matter how it turns out, because that should have been standalone anyway. So this could be absolute trash, and I'll just be like, okay, well, that's not canon to me. I just don't care. It's not an actual thing.
Yeah, no. So we'll see what they do. I mean, there's always room for them to fuck it up, right? But the only reason that why there isn't, because DCEU is not handling this. This isn't DC proper. So it's like, yes, it's DC, it's their DC property, but it's not DC proper. It's not a part of their EU. I know James Gunn's running it now, and he already threw under, he threw under the bus like everyone else, and like the properties that he had to put out because it was already in production. Similar to the way Bob Iger was like, I have to do Agatha and the other one because, but it's like, but we'll see. In the end, I still don't expect superhero movies to be great anymore.
That's fair. That's completely fair. I don't either. There's going to be a whole bunch of different movies that are going to take over now. I'm not entirely sure what yet. I feel like there's a lot of experimentation going on.
When Epic Mike and Josiah put out their movie from the fucking Epic verse, it's going to take the storm.
There you go.
Because it's not creatively fucking bankrupt like a lot of the shit.
Yeah. That's all I have, though. I want to do an entertainment roundup with you, and I want to hurt you a little bit, but also figure out where you're at with some of these properties. Because honestly, there's not a lot. There's not a lot coming out.
No,
really. So there's only so much to talk about.
Something's coming out. Well, Rise of the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes came out. I didn't see that.
I heard it was mid, which is actually pretty good.
I heard it was boring at parts. I heard it was just too long, which is a pandemic with these movies. They're all too fucking long. They all want to sniff their own farts for longer while they're working on it, so they like try to do it. But yeah, I heard it was okay. I heard it was okay. I heard it, but it's the Planet of the Apes. Like you can only fuck that up so much, right? Like it's a
you probably could do it really badly, but
you could.
It's a good thing that's mid. That's what I'll say.
Is Furiosa coming out
soon? I can't remember when. I just don't care about Furiosa at all.
Nobody cares. Because here's the thing. Fury Road, I know people like it. Fury Road is not good. Fury Road wasn't Mad Max, okay? Fury Road was Fury Road. It's a standalone. Because this might be set in a similar universe.
A Mad Max saga. Like, imagine having to put that on your fucking title because you know it's not going to sell as just Furiosa.
And I like Tom Hardy. I think Tom Hardy's fantastic.
Is he even in this?
I don't think he is.
I don't think he is.
Max isn't involved in this.
Yeah.
And Furiosa is like, who the fuck cared about her in Fury Road? Here's the thing. Who's the question? Who was watching Fury Road for Furiosa? So it's like, I don't even know. What is the schedule? So let's see. Upcoming.
You can find it. I don't know. Either way, like there's just not much that I'm hyped for. At least movie wise. There's not much where I'm like, oh, I want to watch that. I fucking watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre again. Because there's nothing else to really do. And I'm like, yeah, we'll watch this with a friend. He's never seen it, so we'll have a good time.
So we're getting an animated movie called If. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Oh, that's where Ryan Reynolds. That's the Imaginary Friends.
Okay.
I showed you that trailer. I sent that to you.
Yeah. You did. Yes. This week we're getting absolutely nothing. Furiosa comes out the week of the 24th. The Garfield movie is going to do better than Furiosa, which I'm fucking excited for. It is going to outperform. It's going to outperform Furiosa. I absolutely promise you. Garfield movie will outperform Furiosa, and it's quite literally just going to be the same one from 20 years ago, just with a little bit better graphics. Samuel L. Jackson and I think Chris Pratt is going to be Garfield. Why is Chris Pratt voice why is he voicing everyone?
I don't know. He's winning those auditions. I don't know how.
He was a better Mario than I thought he was going to be. I'm not going to
lie. He was. I'll give him that.
What else? Ezra's coming out on the 31st. I heard some good things about Ezra. What else?
Heard anything about Ezra?
I've heard some decent things. I mean, Haiku's going to do well. The dumpster battle, a fucking anime, that's going to do well. The end of May.
Yeah.
Haiku's massive. That's going to be a high performer.
Yeah, it actually will.
Bad Boys Ride or Die comes out on the 7th. Who cares about that?
Does not look good.
And it's like, I'm sorry. It's like,
Will Smith
can't be tough anymore.
If he didn't have any of his antics recently, then maybe that does better.
Here's the thing. No, you're still with Jada. I don't care if you slapped the bitch or not. The fact that she went on a live thing and in front of millions of people was like banging other guys. Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. If that shit didn't happen, then maybe the new Bad Boys would do well.
And what pisses me off about it, Will Smith was one of those actors that I would go to see almost any movie he was in.
A lot of people,
he's so talented.
Will Smith was the star of a generation. He was fucking huge. Will Smith was absolutely huge.
You put Will Smith up there with Tom Cruise, up there with Denzel, up
Yeah.
there with the guys that you are guaranteed
He
to
had
get
that.
money.
He had that kind of run. Will
Yeah.
Smith had that kind of run. He was A-list, number
7
one.
rounds and 20 pounds are two of the saddest. Oh, Pursuit of Happiness and 7 rounds. I think it was 7 rounds or 20. I forget what it was. It was one of them. 20 pounds. It was one of those. But
Yeah.
two of the saddest movies I've ever seen in my life. The man has actually incredible range as an actor.
Mhm.
And maybe it's because he's being hurt in his life so often that he just needs a good fucking cry on film over and over and over for cuts.
Maybe.
Those are real. Those are all real. Okay. The man is hurting on the inside. What else do we have? We have Inside Out 2 coming out. My daughters are going to want to see it. I don't care about Inside Out.
Yep.
What else? Then we're into June now. The Exorcism. What the fuck is like? There's nothing good coming out. June 28th, A Quiet Place Day 1.
I told you, man. I might do well, even though I've never watched any Quiet Places. I know some people like
John
those.
Krasinski's not in it.
Oh well.
Like,
I don't know then. That makes sense to me.
Despicable Me 4 is coming out July 3rd.
That'd be big. Despicable Me 4.
Despicable Me is awesome. But it's like, this is mind blowing. Just how bad this summer is going to be.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be terrible.
It's going to
absolutely
be
awful.
such a Twisters. Twisters is going to save it all. July 19th, Twisters, baby.
I did hear someone say that they're fine with a campy kind of movie like that, and I actually don't disagree with it. Like if you're gonna come out with some campy shit,
It's not going to be campy, guys.
But that's the thing though.
It's going to be woke and gay.
Well, no.
It's
there is like two fucking twisters that come together and make a mega twister, which is pretty funny.
And they're going to talk about how that's two women coming together to patriarchy.
They're gonna make it about climate change. You're just
Or
missing
that too.
But either way, I wouldn't mind those types of movies, and I still really don't. It's just, why do you have to make a sequel to Twister to make that type of movie?
I mean, give me another Sharknado. Fuck Twister. Like, I'm trying to Borderlands is coming out.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Aren't you excited? August 9th. Borderlands.
No, I'm honestly not even the biggest Borderlands fan. I don't care about the lore or anything. I don't know why you exactly would. I didn't think that was the pursuit of the games, to be honest. But it's a weird movie to make. I don't know why you make a Borderlands movie, to be
honestly, a massive movie. Ryan's World is the movie is going to be massive.
They probably will.
August
a whole
16th,
bunch of kids.
Kids are going to go see it. Alien Romulus is coming out. End of August. We're remaking The Crow. Fuck yeah, let's remake The Crow.
God. You saw the pictures of how Skarsgård looked?
It looks awful, dude.
Yeah, it does not look great.
It looks terrible. And it's like, you know what? Like that, like it's a cult classic for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You don't remake cult classics. There is a group that, and they are gonna gatekeep and rip that to fucking
as they should.
And it's
as you should.
Like you shouldn't remake some things, and cult classics are. It's like if someone want to remake The Big Lebowski, like, are you out of your mind? You don't remake.
I would actually hate
like that.
Every single part of that. Either remaking it or like making a weird
they're gonna do it.
Yeah, weird like
they're gonna remake everything that's popular. They're going to, because they have no fucking creativity. And then all the things that they're trying to be creative on are awful. They're Michael Keaton coming back for his greatest role of all time in Beetlejuice, but making a fucking gay one with Jenna Ortega.
The Beetlejuice, which is the title of it, which is fine. But I don't know about that. The only thing I could say is Keaton as Beetlejuice.
It's his best role ever.
I love Beetlejuice.
Yes.
So it makes, yet again, predicated on what the trailer looks like.
How offensive is it going to be? Beetlejuice is offensive.
Nice fucking motto.
He's not politically correct.
Yeah.
If they make it any sort of woke, then it's gonna fucking suck.
Hold up though. Look, because Jenna Ortega apparently on Wednesday, she even said, like, this is not the Wednesday character. Why would I do that about some things? So I don't know. Maybe it's actually a pretty good movie. Who knows?
Say this, Jenna Ortega doesn't seem to be full Hollywood retarded. I've heard some things that she said. She doesn't seem to be fully in that mold. She hasn't been there long enough, maybe.
Yeah. But and the thing is, it is sad that we have to now think about, okay, well, this actor or actress actually cares enough about what they're doing to say that my character doesn't act like this. Why would we put that in the show or in the movie? When really the writers should already be thinking about that, right? Like everyone else should also be thinking about that.
And I'm
curious confide in actors to do that now.
And how much do they push back? Like, how much are they pushing back against these directors and producers when they're telling them to do this?
Difficult.
And these actors are probably like, no.
Yeah.
And someone like Jenna Ortega, who has the popularity now, can probably be like, no, fuck off. That's not my character. And she's going to have megastars like Michael Keaton, Winona Ryder there, and Monica Bellucci are all there that if, will probably back her up. Maybe they might push her to be woke, but I don't know. I don't know enough. I don't think Michael Keaton's extremely woke. He might be. He's probably Hollywood average.
Yeah.
He seems like it.
I have no idea. Either way.
Let's continue, Dave, here. Transformers 1, September 20th. Are you going to see Transformers with a new lead guy, Chris Hemsworth?
Isn't Transformers 1 the animated thing?
Is it animated? I don't know. Oh, it is animation. Oh, then it might be okay.
No, you didn't see the fucking. Oh no, I'll show you this after the show.
Are they actually gonna have like trans Decepticons? Oh, all the Decepticons need to be trans. That would be fucking hilarious.
I'm gonna show you the trailer after.
David, if all the Decepticons aren't trans, then I feel robbed.
It's not gonna happen. Either way, continue.
All right, let's see what we got going into next week. I don't know any of these fucking names. I'm not a big movie aficionado though, so. I know a guy named Johnny Jones. So Legend of Johnny Jones. I'm gonna go see. It's a action horror thriller. Probably gonna be awful, but we'll see. There's new Joker comes out early October, which is wild to me. Why you would not have that ready as a summer blockbuster?
I don't know.
Why you putting it out in October?
I have no idea.
Why isn't October and like November like some of the dead months?
I'm not sure because I don't know enough.
Close to Christmas.
I know January. I'm pretty sure January is, but I'm not sure about those months.
I don't fuck. Oh, Kevin Sorbo, the pastor. I don't know how much play that's gonna get, but Kevin Sorbo has his own studio, and Kevin Sorbo's based as shit. So I would definitely go see that. What else? Let's go see. I don't know about anything October 18th. Detour 95, October 24th. The fuck is that? Venom Last Dance. So they're doing a third Venom. Tom Hardy's bringing him back. I mean, Bambi the Reckoning. If it's about
did Bambi go public? Is that what happened?
I don't know. It might be scheduled to be public, but it is a fucking deer killing a bunch of hunters. I'm here for it.
Probably.
I'm here for it. What else? November, Family Man, Red 1. Don't know that. Probably. I don't know what the fuck. The Gladiator 2, November 22nd.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Like, there's no reason for a Gladiator 2.
And you know what sucks? Denzel's in it. I like Denzel. Pedro Pascal's in it. I don't know. I don't want to see any fucking thing that Pedro Pascal's in. I think he's overrated. I think he's incredibly overrated.
I just think the movie's not going to be any good.
I just think he's at the level of Jonathan Majors where we're told he's so great. I don't know what makes him so great. I like Pedro Pascal more when he had the fucking helmet on in Mandalorian. The moment he took it off, I stopped liking him.
That's fair.
I mean, Moana 2 in the 27th. I mean, could be fine. The Rock's back. So I like that. Wicked is coming out. Didn't they already make a Wicked movie?
Yeah, probably. But they're making another one. Whatever. I mean, that's
that's
normal, honestly.
Lord of the Rings scheduled December 13th. That's an animated one. The War of Rohirrim. What? I'm terrible at the lore. I can't read, so that doesn't help. December 20th, Mufasa looks fucking awful.
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog 3 could be good.
We'll see.
Good. Keanu Reeves is in it. I think he's Knuckles, they have who's Keanu Reeves?
Keanu Reeves is Shadow.
Oh
my God. Knuckles, why am I forgetting his name?
Is it Idris Elba?
Yes, thank you.
Knuckles, they have that series out. I want to watch actually. The Knuckles series looks fun.
I don't know, it might be.
It's like a 6-thing mini series.
I don't care very much about the Sonic property games.
The movies were good. Did you see the movies?
I saw the first one.
They were fun.
I thought it was all right. I thought Jim Carrey as Eggman was actually really good.
Jim Carrey's fantastic. And I like the way it was about Sonic, but they brought the humans in properly. Like they were there, they were part of the story, but it ultimately was Sonic versus Eggman.
I heard 2 had a little too much humans in it, but I didn't watch 2.
You got to bounce it out, right? You got to figure out.
Not necessarily. No, not necessarily. Yeah. You can't say this as a fan of WALL-E. You can't say this. You have to balance it out. No, you don't. You fucking have to do that at all.
And that's all I care about on the movie schedule. There's nothing fucking coming out, Dave.
No, I told you. That's why I rounded it up as what I had because that was it. That's all I want to talk about.
Oh my God. Okay. I guess we'll wrap it up with this year's for movies is going to be balls.
Yes.
Like.
Go watch old stuff. Go catch up on things that you might have missed, honestly.
Or go watch I didn't see it, but I heard with Ryan Gosling.
Oh, Fall Guy.
Fall Guy. I heard Fall Guy's really good.
Yeah, Fall Guy is apparently fun.
I heard Fall Guy's fun. I want to see Fall Guy.
You want to check that out?
I do want to check that out. I'll definitely watch it when it comes out on streaming. I want to try and be better about watching things again because movies used to be fun.
Yes.
And if there is a fun movie out there, I want to support it. I probably won't be able to get to the theaters anytime soon. But if there is a fun movie out there, I at least want to stream it because streams do matter. You know, if they want. So if you can't get out and support your, you know, your favorite actor or something or actress in the movies, at least find out where it streams and give them a watch because that does matter. So, but yeah, we're going to close it out there.
Yes.
Dave, that was fun.
Very fun. I'm happy I got to hurt you a little bit.
I hate you. It was good having Jeff on. You know, we're excited. We'll be back again next week. We appreciate everyone that watched. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on X, thank you. Subscribe over on YouTube. Share the show. If you're on X, give us a repost and follow us over there. And obviously, you know, spread this word of mouth. Go follow us anywhere you can follow someone on social media. Go search the Alex Cuesta Show. We will be there, and maybe I'll have a different graphic for next week of people fucking dancing because that thing was adorable. But you know, let's just throw that back up there real quick, Dave, because that thing is awesome. All right, that's enough of that. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you all out there. We'll be back next week with another.